But for certain guys, they can happen. So I'm not going to sweat it too much. But James Pearce,
oh my God,
he came out today and just blew everyone away. He had a faster 40 than AJ Brown. I mean, think about that for a second. Let that settle.
Saquon.
Faster than Saquon.
Christian McCaffrey.
Faster than AJ Brown, though. Just let that sit. Just let that sink in for a second.
Christian McCaffrey, though.
Christian McCaffrey? I didn't know that.
Let that sit.
A 4.47.
That is crazy.
Amon-Ra run one?
Probably a pro day.
Probably.
Earlier today you said that, and you were like,
maybe not at the combine, but Amon-Ra ran like a 4.6.
Derrick Henry ran a 4.54. CeeDee Lamb ran a 4.5 flat. Amon-Ra 4.51. He ran a 4.47.
And this is the reality of it, okay, guys. I've really liked James Pearce. We had the whole topic about Heisman candidates. I had Nico in mind, so of course your boy had to tune into some Tennessee football, and he always stood out. And I knew Tennessee had a good defensive line, but he stood out like consistently. And he is crazy athletic. Talk about bend. He's got bend. The one thing I guess you'd look at is the rumors with the attitude problems. I'll say this about it, and I said this on the show yesterday. If you have a good culture, I don't worry as much about attitude problems like that. I don't think, and that's even really real. You could talk to coaches. They're going to find out stuff, but he'll be fine. I'm not worried about that. I want my defensive lineman a little crazy. All right. Yeah, I want him to be a little psycho, and that's okay.
Bipolar potential.
I do think it
creeping in there.
Who was that? Your guy,
Riley Mills.
But I have no issue. I love James Pearce, man.
I do think there's a world, like say the Lions bring James Pearce in, which I wouldn't be against. You bring him in there, like around Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, Lee McNeil, Zadarius Smith, Anso, Brian Branch, Kirby. Like he's not having any issues. Like if he was to have an issue, he's getting probably checked right away.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Casey, the D-line coach.
Casey Rogers.
Casey Rogers is going to check him. Like, they're going to make sure. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if they did interview him again, I don't know if there was a formal or informal with him with the Detroit Lions, but if they did, I'm sure they got their answer. And even if they felt like, hey, this guy can produce, but we do feel like deep down, like these issues aren't as bad as people are making them, and we can deal with them. He honestly, Jeff, you're 100% right. Like he stole the show today. He was the best edge rusher.
He made himself a lot.
And it wasn't just like the 40; it was everything. I was just watching some videos of some of the drills he was doing, and he looks so fluid, and he makes it look so easy.
Yeah, he does.
And then it's like you're talking about the bend. Like probably had the most athletic and the best bend out there out of anyone, and the speed out there. Like, dude, I just saw a tweet, and they were like, this man should be playing wide receiver the way he moves." Like his footwork, it's not the footwork in the drills over the pads and stuff. It's like, how is this guy doing this at this size? So for him to be able to do that, and he had 9.5 sacks last year. I think seven or 7.5 this year.
Had a pick last year. What
he produces. And if you're looking for someone with both things that produce, and again, this is where I go to. Like there are these guys that have the 16 sacks, and I don't want to get caught up in being like, oh, these guys had 16, they need to be on the team. Like no, there can be guys with 3 or 4 sacks, but have all the potential to do it and to kind of be at the next level. And he had the 7.5, he had 9.5. Like he looks good. And if you could figure, I don't know, I didn't even see, honestly, I think I asked you guys, or I was on the show the other night, and I was like, what's going on with James Pearce? I didn't know there was an attitude issue. Like I did not hear that until today. So
I swear there's got to be like, I don't know, but it's so weird. It's just the draft time, man. You see,
I said it about Mike Green. Like I was like, think about Mike Green. Like he thought he was about to have the best week of his life, to go out there and test and push himself into the top 10. And then all of these, and obviously we don't know what's true, what's not. So I don't want to like say anything bad, but like all of these sexual allegations come out, assault allegations come out.
Yeah, it's like,
and you're like, that's supposed to be the best week of your life. And he was supposed to go to the top 10. And now he's going to ask those questions. And it's like in the draft, in the combine, everything can take a turn like that.